Hello there, everyone. Hey, it's early. It's Wake Up Wednesday, so wake up. Hmm. Hey, you like that pretty mug there, Christmas mug. I know. It's not Coffee Shop Thursday, but it's Wake Up Wednesday, and I need that to wake up, and maybe you do too. So let's wake up to Psalm 80. In our Revised Common Lectionary, we can take the Magnificat of Mary and use that as our psalm for today. And I've chosen in our congregation to use the entire gospel reading from Luke that includes the Magnificat for our gospel reading. So we have the option of also pulling in Psalm 80, the first 7 verses, which is also a part of the psalm for one of the other cycles. I think it's cycle A, and we're in cycle C this year. Excuse me. Better take another drink of that coffee, right? Good stuff. Anyhow, Psalm 80, it's a psalm of lament. It's one of those psalms where we have the people saying, "Come on, God, where are you? We really need some help. You got to show up, show your face. Help us out here." And what we have in this psalm is it's repeated, a refrain 3 different times. Restore us, O God. Let your face shine that we might be saved. Like, please, just show up. There's a great deal of evidence that this psalm was originally written during the 8th century BC, just about the time that the northern kingdom Israel is about to get zapped by Assyria. And once that happens, it basically just disappears from the face of the earth. It's not around anymore. But then this psalm was kind of reworked by the people moving into the 6th century BC, when now it's Judah and Jerusalem who are under attack and facing deportation to Babylon. So you see throughout it the movement that, God, you've been here for us before. Why have you abandoned us? What's interesting, though, is the verses that we do not have for this Sunday that follow this immediately pick up on that imagery once again that Isaiah used of the vineyard, and how God planted the vineyard and took care of it, but it just didn't produce. So that's the word of judgment from Isaiah that's kind of embedded in the psalm. Although the psalm seems to say, God, this is really your fault. You abandoned us. Now come back and save us. Well, as it turns out, the way the psalm ends, that we don't have today, but if we were to have this psalm in its fullness, the psalm ends with God turning his face, God changing his mind, God repenting, and he does come back to save his people. But what do we have in here that makes it a psalm for the fourth Sunday of Advent? Give ear, O shepherd of Israel. Who's the great shepherd of the sheep? Jesus, okay? Who lead Joseph like a flock. You're enthroned upon the cherubim. Shine forth. You are God. You are God. Stir up your might and come to save us. Jesus did just that. And restore us, O God, that let your face shine that we might be saved. Doesn't that sound a little bit familiar? Yeah, the Aaronic blessing that we find in the book of Numbers. The Lord's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. It's something that I say at the end of every worship service that we have together. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful psalm. It talks in the middle part here about how long will you be angry with the people's prayers. You fed them with the bread of tears, given them tears to drink in full measure. You've made us the scorn of our neighbors all around us, made us the laughing stock of our enemies. Oh God, restore us. Please, please just restore us. Let your face shine that we might be saved. And that's a plea that we make many times in our lives. This was a plea for the nation of Israel to the north, later to the nation that was now just Judah, the only part of the whole united nation of Israel. Now it's just Judah, and that's about to be let off into captivity. This prayer was for them. It's for you and for me, even in this time of Advent. When we take a second look at ourselves and we see the coming Messiah, we hear the words of promise, and we know that it's we who need to ask God for His graciousness to once again infiltrate our lives as it does with that babe in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago and even in 2021. So wake up this Wednesday to that reality that God is with us. Emmanuel. His face does shine upon us. And especially, I can really see it shining in this cup of coffee. God's blessings be with all of you on this day as you pray that as a prayer. Lord, let your face shine upon us. Amen.